start off with our active movements. As in the other videos, don't forget you would always be doing a bilateral comparison, so uninjured side and then injured side, comparing those two against one another. So we're just going to go through each of the movements actively first of all. So the first one is flexion. So we can only take them from this neutral position into flexion. It's active, so they're doing it. So what I'd like you to do is like you to bend your knee, bring the heel along the bed towards you, and then pull your knee into your chest, just using your leg. Don't use your arms to pull it in towards you. As far as you can go. And then coming back down. That's extension back into neutral. Next thing is going to be abduction and adduction. So what I'd like you to do is just with this leg, just like you take your leg slightly further out towards the edge of the bed. That's it, perfect. And now this one goes out to meet it. Okay, now what I'd like you to do is take your leg, you're going to bring it all the way out as far as you can this way. It's really important that your foot, your toes, are facing up towards the ceiling. Okay, that's it. So just keep those toes facing upwards and don't let them turn out. Keep coming as far as you can, and then back to meet the other side. Okay, and obviously we then move these legs to this side to then do the other side. Next up is going to be medial lateral rotation, so we move those back to the middle. Okay, so what I like you to do is just to pull your knee up until it meets my hand. That's it, excellent. So we like 90 degrees and 90 degrees at the knee and at the hip. I want you to imagine that there's a rod going through your thigh bone, and my finger is pointing to that rod. And what I'm going to get you to do is you're going to move your foot inwards and outwards, and you mustn't move your knee away from my finger, so you can't do that. Okay, so just keep that in line there. So you first of all take your foot inwards for me. Bearing in mind this is lateral rotation because it's rotation of the femur. Then take your foot outwards for me and all the way back in for me. That's it, try and keep that nice and stable. Good, back to neutral and back down. Okay, and again we would try the other side. The last one is going to be the end of range extension, which we'll just do now where we're going to turn Neil over. So I'm just going to show you that one now. In the protocol, what I would expect you to do is just to visit that one at the very end, because if you keep turning someone over, then you're actually going to be irritating potentially their injured joint, which is the hip. Okay, so we're going to do that one now just to show you. So Neil, if you just turn over to the front for me. Okay, so remember, once they've turned over, they are now on the opposite side. So if I was to do the same leg, that would be this side. So what I'd like you to do, Neil, is first of all, I just need to get to your lower back. So is it okay if I just roll your t-shirt up slightly and just roll your shorts down slightly, so just so I can place my hand on your lower back here and stabilise it?
Yeah, I will.
So we come up and we come down slightly. So I'll place my hand just here on the sacrum. Now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to apply too much pressure. I just want to feel really if you start to pull your pelvis backwards. Okay, so just with my hand on there I can then feel for any movements in the pelvis, so I know at what point we really limit the amount of range in the leg. Just like to raise your leg up off the bed then, keeping your knee nice and straight, as far up as you can possibly go. Okay, and that's it there. Now if they were to do it false, what would happen would be they would typically do this. They start to twist. Okay, so with your hand there, you can feel the movements that is happening at the pelvis to know whether they're doing it wrong or not. Thank you. Take it back down.